Good evening and welcome to the Coach's Box. We're live here from Pachanga in Herculaneum, Missouri. Thanks for being with us tonight, and we appreciate everybody being on our outlets. Do us a huge favor and like and share the page. We'd appreciate that as we get started here. And serving up another hot take here tonight, boys. Chris Miller, how are you, sir?
Doing amazing.
You're doing amazing.
That's right.
How about that?
I love it.
Nice.
It's good stuff.
Tell us how amazing you are.
Well, I mean, that takes too much time. We ain't got enough time in the show. We can discuss all the ways that I'm amazing. Thank you, Joel. But in the meantime, we can definitely talk about some sports.
Yeah.
A lot on the docket.
Stuff.
Yeah, lots to
We
talk
got a
about
lot of
tonight.
stuff. Yeah. I mean, some new stuff like COVID. That's new.
Yeah, it is.
Said nobody.
It is. This week.
This week?
What's
Oh,
new
yeah. It's new
with
with COVID. Like, okay, you can't do this. You can't do that. We'll get into that. Don't worry.
Somebody's got a wing being mended there.
Oh, yeah.
Jarvis.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
What happened there, buddy?
You should see the other guy.
Yeah. Oh, Doc Rubel. He.
Oh, wait. Is he
Whoa.
okay?
Yeah.
Is he okay? He's a donor.
He's
a donor. He's
What's he look like?
He made some money off of me yesterday, so you should be okay.
all right. That's what I like to hear.
So I'm sure he'll be donating to the old St. Pius Lancers.
All right, you know what? I appreciate your by proxy donation.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
You know, you bought a football gold card. I got a $20-something thousand surgery. So
Man.
It's
From all that football you played.
Year.
Yeah, I know, right?
yeah, it was deterioration. Old age is getting me.
Old
Is
age.
that what they told you?
Is that what they call it now? Old age?
Old age.
Oh, okay.
Man, it's a rough life.
There you have it. There you are.
McVey, how you doing,
I'm
bud?
doing all right, ready to go.
Play any golf yesterday?
Yes, I guess.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, you call it golf. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what-
we had a
what-
great time though. Yeah. Where were you guys at?
Well, I mean, Herculaneum, I was unaware of it, or I would have definitely been there for sure. I mean, I was definitely unaware of that.
Couple local schools weren't there.
Yeah, we don't want to really front anybody out.
I don't golf, so I don't care.
Well,
I don't know how you'd have golfed. Well, you probably done really well.
Yesterday I
Putted.
probably would have done well.
Yeah.
I would have drove the cart.
We're going to use his ball. Yep.
I've been the designated the golf cart driver. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good job.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Definitely a good job.
I've been told to do that while I was playing.
That's what I've heard.
That's
Yeah, I know.
what we keep hearing.
I keep hearing that.
Why do people keep inviting me to play golf? That's the question.
I
don't
guess
understand.
just to get amusement.
I said
comic relief.
it's comic relief. Exactly.
You must drink a lot of root beer while you're playing.
Actually, I had a whole bunch of Pepsis yesterday.
Yeah.
And Zach knows. He can
know.
attest to it. He wouldn't
Wow.
lie.
That's good.
That's right.
That's
Sweet
good.
nectar of the gods.
Yes.
All right, so today on our show tonight, we're going to be kind of talking about a little bit of what's going on with the national news, obviously with sports and COVID and how that's affecting it because, God knows we've only talked about that how many times in the last 20 weeks. And a couple of things, obviously, that are going on the local scene with all of our schools going virtual and how that's going to affect everything. So if you guys are watching, and all 5 of you probably are, make sure that you guys, if you have any questions, comments, go ahead and get those things going so that way we
Is
can.
this episode 20?
19.
19. So
One more.
close to 20.
One more.
Close. You
I
had
know.
me fired up.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't get canceled before then. Milestone numbers.
Don't say that. Don't
Things
say
happen.
that.
Yeah, hopefully all 5 people continue to watch. So
Here's the music. Cut him off.
What? I didn't do anything. That was good this time. So anyway, we'll jump right into it because it seems to be it's something that hits even though it's on a national scale, it hits home. We've had however many Cardinals test positive. If you get the reports, they're all differing reports, but a couple of prominent names test positive for COVID. Yadier Molina, DeYoung, who's tested positive. So
Were they at the casino?
well, I don't know. We have to-
You asked John Mozeliak, and he's absolutely positively positive that did not happen.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's the official statement.
I mean, that's what he's coming out and saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
No
so
one's
it was
ever
a rumor.
lies.
That was a rumor.
I'm just telling you what. Hey, John Mozeliak is the man of his own word, So.
Because he wears a bow tie, he's trustworthy.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
definitely
thought it was the opposite.
Definitely it.
I don't
Never trust a guy
anybody
with a bow tie.
I
So-
can't jump on the bow tie bandwagon. Nope.
If you would coach in a bow tie, I'd pay you $20.
All right.
We're
I
doing
will
You do it?
We're
for
doing
$20
it.
bucks.
$20.
Coach in a bow tie.
Hey, we're
Coach in a
gonna,
bow tie.
we're gonna
I gotta
do
see
it.
it.
We gonna do it pies
Pies.
tonight?
I'll
All
wear
right.
it.
All right.
We'll do it with you.
No,
We'll do
no,
it
wait.
with you.
You've already got like 4 games with them that night.
No,
Okay, all right.
we'll do it. We do our T-shirts that night. It's comfortable.
Oh, we get to teach.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that.
we'll bow tie it up for Coach.
There you go. I like
I don't
that.
even own a
Bow
bow
tie and
tie.
sneakers.
I did definitely do that.
Suspenders too?
Suspenders.
Oh, we could do. Man, I'll tell you what. We were just jumping off and just doing our own thing. I like it.
Oh, here we go.
The rails
We're
are
talking-
gone.
we're talking about basketball again. We got to get back.
talking about. Yeah. So anyway, so now that that's happened, the Cardinals have missed 7 games, I think, or something like
All
that. They
week.
said,
I mean, last weekend
whole
it's
week
gonna be
of
all week.
games. They're already behind. They don't know
Yeah.
if they're going to be able to get those in, or it's going
So
to be like.
when's MLB just going to shut her down?
That's the question.
Great question.
2 teams. Who are they?
Yankees.
And
Dodgers.
yes,
Yeah.
when they hit,
Well, they're both
then
healthy.
Right.
Yeah, they're okay.
But to answer your question, that's when they shut it down.
Yes, agreed.
I mean,
100%.
you
Too
would
much money.
You would think that the teams in Los Angeles and New York would be the first one to do this with all the nightlife and the fun that they have. No, it's the team in the Midwest and the team that has the most retired population by capita. So I don't understand.
But it is
this
South
happened.
Beach.
Well, that's true.
That's
There's some stuff to do down there.
yeah.
I've been
there
told.
may be a little bit of COVID going on down there.
I mean, spring break and
Yeah, yeah.
This is another reason why they shouldn't have baseball in Florida. Nobody goes to the games. The people who do, they get sick.
Yeah, it's
The
true.
ones who actually play get sick. So they should maybe stop doing that. But anyway, I mean, it's going to impact Major League Baseball to a point where they're going to have to make a decision. Now, my tirade last week was, this is why you should have kept your minor leaguers around. Of course, we said you don't want to start the clock, but
But that's why they had the taxi squad. That was
There
the
you go.
whole point
That's exactly
of why
right.
they had they started the year with 30 plus
Yep.
on the roster. That was the whole point.
yeah,
Now they're cutting to 28.
yeah.
Well,
we're-
they were going to cut it down week by week until they get to the 26 man. But that was the whole point of the taxi
which
squad.
makes no sense because you would think
No.
that as you go along, more people are going to test positive.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
instead of cutting it down, you would increase the number. But instead, baseball's like, you know what? Let's put a screen door on a submarine because that works.
But
that's good stuff.
It goes back to they don't want to pay. They don't want
Yeah,
to start the
that's it.
clock, and they don't want to pay.
Yep, I agree with
You know,
that.
they're
Which
talking about all
could
the,
get me on another tirade, but that'll
Hey,
be
Blair,
for another week.
Watch out.
and
Albert Pujols.
Yeah.
I'll save that for another week.
Uh-oh.
I'll save that for
And
another
Blair,
week.
you can't take a submarine through Canada to get to Alaska.
yeah.
You could. You could.
No, you can't.
We have a person that's chimed in and says, Chris, you should start wearing a bow tie.
Wow.
Someone named Tanya.
Tanya
Oh,
Greenlee.
there you
I
go.
know. I worked with Tanya.
Ah,
And that's probably
So there you
not
go.
ever going to happen.
ever?
Ever.
If
Not even if there was a fire.
If I remember by Pious Week, but to wear one.
I'll take care of that. I'll
think-
remember.
I think-
Oh,
we
you're
should-
gonna buy me one?
Yeah.
Because I'm not buying a bow tie.
I'll get
It'll
you.
never be worn again.
I'll get you.
Just
I'm gonna
one
make.
time.
I'm gonna make Chris wear one as well, and Aaron Portell. I'm gonna buy everybody one.
I think it'd be
Oh,
even
my
funnier if we
gosh.
wore the opposing coach's colors.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
There
See,
we
guys?
go. We would wear red and you would wear blue.
Nope.
Navy.
I
Blue?
won't do
Navy
it.
blue. Navy blue.
I ain't wearing blue. Not with an X on it.
It has no X on it. Trust me, it will not have that X on it.
The bow tie makes the X, right?
That's right. It's
No blue. I won't wear it.
man, I thought the painkillers would at least help you to see things a little bit better today.
Oh, it's making me see completely clearly, and that
I am so focused right
I
now.
am not wearing blue.
No blue. I'm out. So anyway, we're gonna,
Let's see, Jefferson blue, Hillsborough blue, Pies blue. I hate them all.
what was really funny is I was watching everybody golf yesterday, and I saw all these teams of blue, and I'm like, God, there's a lot of blue, and I'm going, oh wait, yeah, I wear blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were thinking you were wearing black and gold there for a minute?
I had a moment of relapse.
Yeah.
Relapse.
I mean,
Relapse.
the right colors, red and black. It's just.
Well, they
I'm
were.
not gonna go that far.
I think they were missing. There
Yeah.
was no red and
Yeah,
black.
no. Crystal City was there. They were repping.
Oh,
That's
okay.
red. They're red and black. We're
Yes,
black and red.
Yes, you got to get that right.
Yep.
Are you serious right
Yep.
now?
Oh,
You,
wow.
you
They're serious.
ask Ryan
Oh,
Dickerman, I
my
see he's
gosh.
watching. You ask all the old Herky fellows, it is black and red, not red and black.
Yeah, you,
There's some county traditions I'm not aware of that I'll just whatever.
hey, you better stick away from that
Yep, it's black and red.
for sure.
I've taught it both, and Crystal is red and black.
Well, we know where you've taught, buddy.
That's right.
Anywhere and everywhere.
No,
Hey, you know,
he's taught as many
yeah,
schools
I've
as I have.
taught. No, we've I think it's the same amount.
7. I'm at my
7.
7th
Yeah.
district.
That's right.
That's nice.
There's like a special club for people like that.
Well, I spent 10 years at one. That was at
I think it
Crystal.
was
Yeah.
what 7? Yeah. Anyway, you know who wasn't in attendance yesterday at the golf tournament? Your alma mater.
Festus?
Yeah, they weren't there.
No Tigers.
Yeah, no Tigers.
No Tiger Pride.
Yeah.
No tigers, no black cats.
Or bears. Oh my.
Oh, my.
So,
oh, my.
So let's move. Let's go back to what we were talking about.
Sure.
So we're looking at possibly having a cancellation of baseball, and how as we've all said, it kind of depends on sports in the professional level. Things roll downhill. Now baseball is in a little different situation than the NBA because they're not bubbling, and they're not doing a hub like the NHL. So. We're at a point where we could lose baseball for the year. At what point is they going to say, "Yeah, this is it"? And I think you hit the nail on the head with the 2 cash cow teams. And when it gets to that point, we might as well say packing in. It's just not going to happen.
Well, yeah, but them cash cow teams like the Dodgers could probably bring up another 10 guys and be as good as,
Well, the commissioner come out today or yesterday and said that it's going to be a while before he shuts it down. He said it's going to take more than just a couple teams to shut him off, to shut him down.
Well,
So,
Go because he's acts like.
Oh, well, no, I was
what?
just going to transition to the memo that was released on Twitter yesterday talking about, high school sports and how we were going to go gung-ho. And
It's a
now all
really
of a
good
sudden
point.
it's changed
We're heading
in a
in.
matter of, less than 24 hours? STL Today article comes out and says, hey, we're going, we're playing. And now what do we do? You've got the memo
So
there.
we've got, in front of me, from the Missouri State High School Activity Association, and it has their logo on it. It says, MSHA is looking at possibilities for fall activities for areas of the state where participation may not be allowed. Basically saying if your county is not allowing it or you're going virtual only, which they have said, for anyone who doesn't know, that we are not, it's any school that chooses not to do in-class learning and they're going to go
All
virtual,
Right.
that they are not allowed to play sports, which makes sense because they feel like it's not safe. But now, when you have certain schools that say, it's pretty much the one. I think Webster Groves is also doing full virtual.
yes.
And some other schools, I think, are coming out and saying that. Then all of a sudden, it's like we have some crawfish action. They're just kind of backing up a little bit and saying, you know what, maybe we look into that again. And I don't want to, read it word for
Well, it's
word
just
or
like
anything.
it's
but
just like they say with the virus, it changes every day.
Yes.
I have a feeling that we're going to see a few more of these, and they're just going to keep coming out, and it's going to say, whatever you had yesterday, just throw that in the trash.
Well,
It's following just like COVID. Even though, I think Jefferson County still is at 25 deaths, and it's been like that for a very long time. And we're worried about going to the grocery store. Come on.
and here's the thing that you talk about with that letter. At some point we got to realize that what we're doing is making the best interest in mind for the kids. And if we're going to allow certain schools to go virtual and certain schools to not and to do a hybrid schedule or whatever it is, at some point, where is the equality come into play? Where is it all equal? And MSHA prides itself on that nature of being equal and trying to keep things
I don't think
consistent.
it's going to be. I don't think it can't be equal.
And one thing that I'll say, coming from the state of Illinois and lived over there,
Not Kentucky, notice.
Not Kentucky.
yes. But they are doing it the right way when it comes to, I know they're moving the sports back and changing everything, but everybody's on the same page. everybody's on the same playing field. So no kid gets left behind at that point. And to me, that's what it should be about. I mean, at this point, if those schools go virtual and those kids don't get allowed to play fall sports, I mean, they've lost out on lots of opportunities. You know, some kids may have lost out on college scholarships.
So do they transfer then? I mean, what do you do?
That's the thing, because STL Today came out with an article.
That kid that transferred to Iowa or whatever, did you see that? Yeah.
That and the fact that for the private schools, there's a uptick in
enrollment
for
Why?
Private schools.
So how many 6'8" guys you got transferring?
I don't know. If you find one, let me know. I need a point guard. Forget the 6'8" kid.
I'll take a 6'8" point guard. Yeah.
Magic? No, I mean, but we do have more people who, I mean, are coming and doing tours because a lot
And
of
it's not just Pius. It's not. It's all of
it's
the,
across the board, and one of the reasons why is because the archdiocese schools are wanting to start in person. So
Well, I saw, and I'm not to bring up controversial people, but I saw Trump tweet today, open up the schools.
yeah,
I mean,
a lot of people disagree with him.
I
If you
know.
notice
That's
that or
why.
not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not bringing politics into it. I say a lot of people don't always agree with it.
I knew you'd all. You're
gonna leave it there.
I knew you'd all tap around to this. I wanted to see what you'd all say, Ray.
The views of this program are not necessarily the views of Livestream STL.
However, you should have voted today.
That's right.
There you go.
I did.
Yes,
There you go.
the polls have now officially closed.
That's right.
At the start of the coaches box.
It's true. We could have a new governor.
Could.
No.
I haven't seen the numbers.
I haven't either. I'm too busy. We're supposed to be talking about sports. I don't talk about politics.
We do have a question. Coach Hunter is not on the coach's box again. What's up with that?
Uh-oh.
Who asked?
Ray, I think you need to give him a call.
Some person named Griffin Porter.
Coach Hunter, where are you at? Let's
Yep.
find a way
We
to
have
get
a
on
Coach Hunter shout out. So
Yes,
I have been in contact with him.
He must be a really popular guy.
We're working on that.
Hey,
Yeah, he is.
He's going to take over the most popular coach at Herculaneum.
It's fine with me.
No.
fine with me.
I didn't know that was a contest.
He's got two good arms. He's good, right? It's okay, man.
Coach will
Jason,
have-
when does that get healed and you get that thing off?
2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, this could be. This
I
could
I
be
thought
fun.
you told me you were going to take it off tomorrow.
I would like to take it off tomorrow, but he said at least 2 weeks.
What would Tara Lynn do if you took that thing off?
Well, I ain't worried about that. She's already
Sitting
been
right
on
here,
me.
you know.
She's
Oh,
already,
hey, I didn't notice you were there.
she's already been on me about it because, yeah.
She's just concerned. So we better jump back into this. Let's create
get
a
off-
marital spat here.
We don't want domestic.
I don't need any more domestic disputes here.
No. So with all this happening, it just seems like, Misha is playing the whole fluid situation card. Like you said, it's the same thing as COVID that we're dealing with. I mean, look, and we have speculated from day one. The first time we were on the show, we have no idea what's going to happen. We don't know how sports are going to look. At this point, what do you guys think that we're going to see?
They have to make a decision by Thursday or Friday because practice starts Monday.
Yes.
That's right.
You're not making a decision over the weekend, so you got Thursday, Friday to figure out if you're going to start Monday.
Well, I don't think that they're going to change when we start practicing.
I think that what the decision is
what
going to
is
be
it?
made is are they going to allow the kids the schools that are going virtual, are they going to allow those kids an opportunity to play at other schools? And I think that's where we're going to see the biggest uproar amongst the state because, I mean, you talk about some of the schools in the southeast Missouri and that area.
Well, a lot of these country schools are like, we're fine. Why aren't we playing?
Yeah, and then they're going to have the issue with it because a select 45, 50 schools in St. Louis is not doing it. So let's take that away from every other kid in the entire state for the opportunity to do that. So I think in my mind, I think Mission needs to have an understanding of let's do what's best for all students and not just a select few of students.
Well, and I think it goes into the poll question that you tried to put on Facebook
Yeah,
today.
it was pretty unsuccessful at times.
But you tried,
Yeah, I mean, we're trying some new stuff out here.
You got to. But bringing up transferring. So I would never agree with a kid transferring public to private, private to public, and then being granted eligibility. However, in this situation, I feel that if a student, let's just say from Kirkwood, because they came out and wanted to do online, if that type of student wanted to move over to someplace else, I think they ought to be granted eligibility. That's my opinion.
I can't say anything because you guys will all say something about being at a private school.
No, I don't think about this specific issue. Now, any other day, any other year, then we could have that discussion, we could have that debate. But when Blair's talking about what's the best interest for the kid,
Yes.
Like you said, and maybe it is a select percentage.
What's going to be the requirements of that, though? So are they just moving schools? They're going to move? They got to,
Well,
I don't know how you.
I honestly don't think in this situation that to put the best interest in the kid, they allow them to just participate in the sports or the activities of their choice that they want to participate in. They don't need to change schools because at this point, they're going virtual, they're going to school, they're doing those things, but they're not getting the opportunity to participate in sports, which to me, that's why I think that Mich is going to make some kind of statement, hopefully before Friday, saying, hey, we're either going to allow, these students to participate in sports even if we go virtual. I know that's been their thing from day
but
one.
Why? Let me ask that why. Why is that such an issue? Why can't you go virtual? Because here's the thing. Let's go back and talk about 4-day-a-week schools. Why doesn't Michigan come out and say, sorry, you've got to go to school Monday through Friday to participate in activities?
Right.
Why is virtually only such a big deal to not participate in activities?
I think what people are going to say, though, if the school district decides that it's out of the hands, I was thinking what my comment was going to be is those that are in schools that are given the choice. Given the choice, I can choose whether to go to school or I can choose to be virtual. Well, if you're saying you got to be virtual, how can you come to school to practice football?
Right. And I think that's where you have to kind of talk about the whole situation is, okay, in the school size of Kirkwood, a lot more students are participating in the classroom setting than there is on the football field. Or so if you take those kids and you separate those athletes and you put them into groups following the guidelines just like everybody else in the state and saying, okay, you need to only be in groups of 20 or 15 and you participate and you practice that way, then they're practicing the distance. I can get why Kirkwood doesn't want to do it because all those kids are in the same building, with 15, 18, 2,000, 2,500, 4,500, whatever the number is, in a building together at the same time. I get why they want to do virtual, but in the sports, there's not that many of those athletes to be out there. So why not give them the opportunity to participate? They have the right. They have if they want to take that chance, they sign that waiver that says, hey, I'm going to participate in sports even though we're going virtual, then they allow that to happen. I think, to me, it sets the school away from the situation of protocols. I think the kids and the families have that right and have that choice, in that opinion. I think that's what we need to do.
Well, you're talking about a percentage nowadays in 2020. What percentage of students in the school actually does either sports or activities? It's not like when we were in school and it was
5%.
Right.
Okay, it's not like it was when we were in school
where everybody did it.
Everybody did everything. Sure. Yes,
it's true.
So now you're going to punish 10%. Let's just round up, maybe say 15% of the kids that are participating in activities for the school.
It's funny you're mentioning this because your wife has just chimed in. Says if you change schools, your numbers and determination for classes and district numbers will as well. Correct?
Well,
it depends on it depends on how many kids leave, and then the other bracketed group of schools, if that bumps you or drops somebody or pushes somebody else. It would have to be an extreme movement to have extreme movement in classification sizes. You would have to be on the fringe of being or of moving from either moving up a class or down a class in order for that to affect classification. Yeah. It just really would.
And then so let's just say that majority of the schools that are going virtual aren't allowed to participate and Michigan sticks with what they're going with and they don't allow those students. Okay, so a lot of those schools are bigger schools that are in the higher classes. What does that mean for the Class 3s and the 4s? Are they moved up to Class 5?
It would just be if somebody moves up a class and then they move up a class, then if there's a space, the next school up.
But how is that fair to these athletes that are in a school that have Class 3 size, and now they got to go participate against schools that are bigger than them that aren't going virtual?
But that also means that
how is that fair to those kids?
If they look at and look, I'm not a part of Mish's Brain Trust because. Well, for one, they wouldn't keep me. I make too much sense on some stuff. But if they, if they're looking at the difference in enrollment sizes, because that's one of the reasons that they can justify having 6 classes,
right,
is the average difference in between school to school enrollment,
Double.
the average size. So if they can say that it's 2.6, then it justifies the move. There's no perfect way to do it unless you say, everybody's just going to play against each other, and we have a Hoosier situation where there's one champion, and we just move on with it. Great movie. We'll talk about that maybe later.
We'll talk about that later.
Oh, that's a little foreshadowing.
But it's not going to affect when you talk about classifications. Just keep it the same. Whatever they were going to come out with, because it's freshman through junior numbers, keep it the same because you're only talking about the postseason.
Correct.
You have
True.
your regular schedule.
Yes.
And for football, week 10. I'm just saying here in this hypothetical, but we're going to get our 25 ball games, and then once you go into districts, it is what it is.
So today I was talking with Coach Halley at St. Pius, and he's he watches the show, he's been on the show, and one of his hot takes is he believes that when it's all said and done, he said, I think that Mich is going to make a decision very quickly that even though we might start practice on Monday, that the season's going to be pushed back. And this is kind of, if he's watching, correct me if I'm wrong, on at least the last one. He thinks for the fall season, we're going to start, first games are going to be October 1st. I don't know if you can see that, Ray.
Up right here.
There we go. And then winter is going to be January 1st, so all of our winter sports we can start practicing in December. And we'll have our first games available in January 1st, and then spring would be March 1st, first games.
Now, this is all hypothetical.
These are all hypotheticals, but this is something
full season or not?
No. Condensed seasons, smaller seasons.
Why not full seasons?
Well, because it's hard to get 25 basketball games in 2 months. Because you got to have practice.
Well, I know that the state
practice.
I know since we've met last week, I have a lot of connections with a lot of coaches over in Illinois, and they were telling me.
Is it because you're from Kentucky?
Yeah, that's it. You got it. Go Big Blue, by the way. I talked to them, and they were telling me that they're putting stipulations on, only being allowed to play 2 basketball games a week, no tournaments. Only 2 basketball games a week and no tournaments. So if you cut your season down into what it normally is 3.5, 4 months to a month and a half, I mean, you're only going to get 12, 14 games in at the max level. So, how is that fair to those kids to put all that time and practice and opportunity? And I know you're saying, okay, hey, they're getting the opportunity to play, and that's the most important thing. Absolutely 100% agree with that. But there's some kids that are still vying for that opportunity for a college scholarship at any level, and they're not getting looked at because, of all the different situations. They're not playing as many games. Their stats aren't going to be near as quality. You start to look at that.
If you did that schedule, why can you not go a full season? Full season. So football. Why can't football end right before Christmas break? Why can't you start in January? I know it's going to be cold, but why can't you start the winter sports in January? And I guess the spring sports it'll be sacrificed a little bit because that's going to go into summer.
Right.
And then now you're going to probably have the baseball with whether it's Legion or is a kid going to play Legion or is a kid going to play high school?
See, baseball is the one that's the sacrificial lamb at the end of the day because if you're going to force a kid to either play high school ball or Legion, you're losing.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to go play Legion. Matter of fact,
how many of those kids, though? Because once again, it's a percentage.
Sure. Okay, so you take your best pitcher and your 3 best hitters who play select ball and take them off your baseball team.
Right.
As a high school coach at a small school, how good are you?
Right.
Yeah.
You're getting decimated.
Right.
Yes.
But they're still
and then
playing.
whatever schedule
you're
playing. Yeah. Hey, take that team
I know.
in R7
I
or
know,
wherever,
I
and
know.
then go and turn around
There's
and play.
a lot. Coach K's got a
Play
lot.
Hillsborough and
talent
Festus
on
because
it.
you can't travel anywhere.
Right.
You can only play the conference schools. I mean,
See, I
you're
don't
getting your
agree with
hind
that
end
either.
kicked a little bit.
And
I travel. I don't. Why can't you? Because once again,
Well, because, greater powers that be.
And what just came out this afternoon, I don't know, you were talking about a little bit earlier, that the Springfield Public Schools have, came out with they're only going to allow them to participate in activities in the area, local area. So they're not going to allow them to travel outside of the Southwest Missouri area. So, what does that do for as far as, and I say somebody put on here, Brian Deering said, I see some scheduling nightmares. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's going to be a scheduling nightmare.
It's going to be bad. Whatever they decide to do, whether it's a full season.
it's going to be wrong.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
It is.
And there's no right. You can't make everybody happy. That's the one thing, though. I will give Michigan this. They are not going to make everybody happy. There's going to be somebody who's going to be pissed about it. There's going to be somebody who's getting cheated out of something. I agree. I just want to see the kids play.
Just give the kids an opportunity
Just give
to
the
play.
kids an opportunity. Just let them play.
Agreed.
There it is. I'm going to jump in here and say hi to Jim Powers. He says, hi, guys, by the way.
Awesome.
And
Hey, Jim.
we also want to, Jeff Whitener popping in. He says, let them play.
Absolutely. 100% agree with you, Jeff.
Yeah,
And,
Jeff, turn your hat around backwards.
Couldn't recognize who that was in that picture. I don't know.
And then Jim Powers also said, somebody asked, why can't we have Jim on? I'm open to join anytime. So, and we've got the ability to bring him in sometime.
I
also.
had another coach, Nathan Walk, who's the coach at Greenville High School in Missouri. He just put a thing out there this morning, and he asked about it. He said he'd come talk basketball or cattle because he's a farm guy. I know you guys, all you yuppies here, understand that.
Yuppies.
Yep.
So we got people who are
I
watching.
grew up in hematite, dude. I'm not a yuppie.
That's true. Okay, these guys.
No, definitely not a yuppie.
There it is.
I'm on a country farm boy, buddy.
Yeah, but it's Illinois.
That's right.
Not Kentucky.
In the cornfields. Hey.
How do you get there? Do you go through Canada?
No,
By
you
boat.
have to go to Alaska first.
By boat through Canada.
Start with the letter A, so you got to go for by alphabetical.
Oh, okay. Alabama.
There you go. My fault.
I think it's break.
Time to go to break.
That's the break music. That's the break music. We'll be right back. Our break times are getting longer and longer. I'm realizing that. So we will be right back. You're watching the Coach's Box.
Since their inception in 1980, SMCI has always been about high integrity and treating people the way you would want to be treated, just like family. Mostly known as a commercial contractor, SMCI has now decided to give the family treatment to everyone. They are now opening their residential department to the public as Home by SMCI so everyone can experience the home treatment. Everyone deserves maximum comfort in their very own home. Isn't it time you come home? Contact SMCI at 636-337-4444 or on the web at homebysmci.com.
For fine Mexican cuisine,
A family atmosphere.
any place to watch your local sport teams. Come out to La Pachanga.
Check out our 4 locations: Arnold, Herculaneum, Crystal City, and Bonter.
Come out to La Pachanga.
A former player and coach of Festus 253 baseball, and now specializing in criminal defense, family law, wills, estates, and trusts, the law offices of Matthew Brown is here for you. representing you the right way, not the easy way. Infest us at 101 East Main Street or on Facebook and the web. Call 314-628-0033.
Where's the game? Where's the game? Where's the game? There's the game. Livestream STL, now available on Roku.
USA Mortgage, the home of possibility. Offices located in Festus, servicing homeowners from St. Louis to Cape Girardeau. Contact Justin Neal at 636-385-5232 or check him out on the web at festus.usa-mortgage.com. And welcome back to the Coach's Box. We're here for segment number 2, and we have a special guest, and I've got to turn his microphone on here real quick. You guys are not going to be able to see him, but we're going to try to get for the person that's been on assignment for a very, 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 very long time, the Matt Schutte. Matt, how you doing?
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Oh, goodness, look at that. How about that? Hey, can you turn your phone the other way real quick? Oh, I've got you all muted here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, that'll work.
What's up, Schutte?
There he is. How about that? How you doing,
What's up,
Matt?
Gentlemen?
Hey, we're glad to finally
Doing
see
well,
you back off
doing well.
assignment there. That's good to see you. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, an extended trip to Eastern Europe, the subcontinent, sub-Saharan Africa, all in search of this COVID cure so we can have some sports this fall.
That's right.
And nothing doing.
Looks like he's outside is that like a soccer field or something out there?
Oh, there he is.
I'm on the veranda.
Hey.
Oh, man, they must be paying well at St. Pius.
I wouldn't know. That's because Schutte has an important job.
Oh, he's trying to get on
Very
here.
well, and you can have as nice a house as you want.
That's right. There it is. We caught up with you at the St. Pius X golf tournament last week, and appreciate you having us all out there. And we've got some video that we're going to show a little bit later. But tell us what you've been up to, my friend.
Doing what a lot of educators are doing, I guess. Just trying to get ready for the school year, and in a time when we don't know what the school year is going to look like. Trying to get my daughter to whatever soccer tournaments are actually going on. She's been playing a lot of these little national 3-on-3 events here in the Midwest. So been running and doing a lot of that. If anybody saw me play Friday afternoon, they know I haven't been spending any time on my golf game.
No comment.
Two of these guys in here.
I've been trying to lift. Well, I've been trying to work out because I saw these promos that Jarvis is cutting. With
Right.
And I said, Tilden, I need help, brother. What can you do? And Tilden looked at me and he said, pray. And that was about it. So we've been in the weight room some since, but between Jarvis doing that, and I see Miller today, I saw his promo, looked like he's getting ready to rob a bank. I was like, back on.
Hey, that's how I'm going to look whenever I coach. Big old thing there, and I might just wear some dark sunglasses. That way nobody knows for sure if it's me.
I didn't get a chance to see it earlier. How is Coach Jarvis holding up there? Is he all perked to set it up? What's going on?
I'm doing great. Calling back from assignment and the whole system blows.
That's right.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Boom. It's out.
Isn't that crazy?
We're in the middle of talking to him.
We were.
Nice to know.
Yep.
Done.
And there it is. Boom.
It's gone.
I mean, it happens, I guess. It's only the second time we've lost power during a show.
Yep, that's true.
It usually happens because of a natural disaster or
Yes.
something. Storm.
But it feels beautiful out there with the door
Yeah,
open
it's
now.
good now. Yeah.
It's nice.
It's a little warm in here.
It was.
Yeah.
Well,
Definitely
you got
was.
long sleeves on, so that.
You know what?
You act like
Why,
it's like
hey,
the end of the winter right
you
now.
know what? I'm just going to roll them down here. I'm just keeping it hot in here.
Hey, I'm just telling you by look of views that better if you roll them up.
Yeah. Listen, I don't have a lot of sleeveless shirts. I
do.
Like Larry the Cable Guy over here.
Little
Showing up
Larry.
the gun show.
Larry the Cable Guy.
When I'm cutting grass, I don't want sleeves on.
You can't really have a true farmer's tan, though.
No, I just
Well, all
well,
right.
when I get to my destination, there ain't too many people out in hematite. They're going to see me, so I will take the whole entire shirt off.
Am on that. We're moving
On that, let's move on.
Yeah.
So where we leave off?
I don't really remember.
Well, we
a
were
whole
talking to
lot.
Schutte, but let's
talking
go
to
ahead and
Mr.
move.
Schutte.
Let's
Yeah,
go ahead
let's
and move forward. We've got
move
got
forward
quite
away
a
from
few
Schutte.
things to take
Yeah.
care of here, so let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's finish up a little bit what we talked about with Misha. One of the things that happened is Illinois, the great state of Illinois, Communist Republic of Illinois, decided that they were going to move everything around sports-wise. And I know you sent us that thing, and I don't know how to read, because they didn't teach that at South Iron. So Blair, why don't you kind of
And
give
the
us a
worst
little?
thing is, I don't learn how to read.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
But he values his education.
Values
Listen,
education.
he values-
All I have to do is tell you what you need to know.
That's right. So,
I was hooked on phonics.
da,
Okay.
da, 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 da.
So, Coach Blair, why don't you kind of elaborate a little bit about what the great state of Illinois is doing?
Well, they took a majority of their fall season sports and moved them to the spring. They only allowed 4 sports to be participated during the fall session, and that is girls and boys tennis, and then boys and girls cross country, and then swimming and diving. So those 4 sports have stayed in the fall, and then they kind of separated each sport into a low, medium, and high expectation of contact, basically. So they did that, and then that's kind of how they broke it down into what sport was going to go during what season. So the fall sports, those 4 sports are going to go from August 10th through October 17th is the last day of that. So literally just over 2 months of participation for those sports. And then it starts up November 16th. It starts the winter session, which will include boys and girls basketball, wrestling, swimming, boys swimming only, boys and girls bowling. It looks like that is all the winter sports, and that would go from November 16th through February 13th, it looks like. So, and then they're going to go into their what they call their spring session, which is February 15th through May 1st, and that is going to include football, boys soccer, girls volleyball, and then that's it, basically. So those sports, basically the majority of the fall sports are going to go to the spring. And then the spring sports are going to go to what they call the summer session, which is May 3rd through June 26th. So shorted that season. Once again, they got lost out on a whole season last year, and then they're going to shorten in this year's season. So those spring sports are going to kind of go through summer, which is going to affect a lot of the summer stuff that they're going to do over there. But that included... let's see here. Baseball, softball, girls soccer, boys volleyball, boys and girls lacrosse, and then boys tennis. So all of those sports will be going through June 26th. So basically what they did was they took the fall sports, put them in the spring, put the spring to the summer, and then just shortened everybody's seasons. So now, once again, I mean, every kid gets an opportunity to participate, but, that does affect the cutting the seasons in half. I know that they said that the state of Illinois is going to do in basketball. They're only going to allow you 2 contests per week and no tournaments. You're not allowed to be in any tournaments at all. So that's that's a lot. When you take into consideration that you're going to be only playing 2 games a week, then your season's shortened in about 5 weeks.
No postseason, I'm assuming, if they're saying no tournament?
Well, they're saying no postseason, but then they put in there that there's going to be a postseason. So at first they said no tournaments, and then people were questioning postseason, so then they said they're going to have to reiterate that and put in that there's going to be an opportunity for postseason play with tournaments. So
if they're flip-flopping, let me ask the football guy here. If they were to flip-flop and say, let's do football in the spring and let's do all the spring sports now in the fall, what's your opinion on that if you had to double up and went football in the spring of 21 and then had to go right back around into fall of 21?
We had a pretty interesting situation. I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
you're talking about a lot of weeks of football.
For sure.
And, I mean, what are those kids going to get the other sports in if they're going to, I mean, I know you guys know football coaches, and if you've ever been around them, I don't see them stopping once that season's over. And so you're going to go rolling right back into another season.
Yeah.
So especially of a contact sport like that, and I don't know.
Is that a health issue, in your opinion, for a 14 to 18-year-old kid?
I think it has every opportunity to be. I 100% agree with that. I think it takes a big toll on your body. I mean, you think about going, especially when you're playing that football season into basically some of the winter months. You're going to be out there in some possibility of being snowing in February. So, what are you going to do? How are you going to handle that situation? I mean, I know Friday night football in the fall is beautiful when it's cooler, but at the same point, I mean, you think about 35-degree weather and snow on the ground is a little different
when are they
story.
going to start it?
February 15th is the first day of official practice, and I don't know. It doesn't specify when they can start contest. I haven't really dug into it that much.
Well, if they're going to cut it in half, that's like 5 games then.
I think
really?
they said 7. They're going to allow them 7 and then postseason. So, I don't know what that includes, but they said that they were going to cut them in half, but then they allowed, like I said, they're going to allow 7, and then only they're going to kind of go off those games.
I guess you'll have the spring sports in between.
Yeah.
The summer sports, I guess it would be baseball, right?
So those summer sports are going to be baseball, softball, track, and field.
Yeah, but what about those sports that play select? I mean, we kind of hit on this a little bit before, but now select softball is a big thing.
Oh yeah.
So
JCC.
Yeah. I mean, I would have to say that if you're a player, baseball, softball doesn't matter, right? And if I had my choice, now maybe 15, 20 years ago, God, it's been that long since I've been in high school. If I was a good baseball player, which I wasn't, I would have to say that I would play select before I would play high school baseball.
Well, yeah, if your family is spending thousands and thousands.
That's the other part. Now, the other thing is, these people are spending, who coach this or run this, they're making money off people playing.
Right.
That's their livelihood. So they're going to have a lot of influence. Plus, it's their job to have a lot of influence to get your name out there, to get your stats out there, to showcase you. That's why you play.
Right.
You play against the best competition. You're not playing against the best competition in the county or the tri-county area. You're playing against best competition when you're playing the best of the best everywhere else. So as a baseball player or a softball player, I'm playing select. It's great. I mean, I'm all for the school, but if I have to make a choice, because Misha says you can't play 2 sports in the same season, and you shouldn't.
Right.
Because your baseball coaches and your softball coaches, they're not getting together and saying, hey, what was the pitch count for so-and-so? Okay, yeah, we're going to do that. We won't throw them. No, they don't care.
No, ain't going to happen.
They're worried about winning their games.
Yep.
So realistically, we're talking about Mission. This is obviously in Illinois. It's still not a good thing because that is the prime time for those sports. So, again, the sacrificial lamb becomes baseball. And then in Illinois, it's softball as well.
Yes.
It's, hey, that's great. It's good. Glad you made it.
Yeah,
which
less
is
than
really
5
unfortunate.
weeks of a season, basically, cut in half. Basically, there would usually be a 10-week season, so you can get a 5-week season out of a baseball, which they've already got cut a whole freaking season last year, and then you got to kind of.
I mean, they're basically making like an intramural YMCA men's league for every sport, and saying, "This is it. See ya. Thanks."
So my other question goes back to, once again, is officials. You move all this stuff around, and you've got overlapping officials. You've got some officials that don't do this, or they have a job that allows them freedom to officiate basketball in the winter because their job allows that, but they may not be able to officiate, basketball that it's later in the winter and goes into March or April or whatever. So you take into consideration that, and then what about the summer stuff for these younger age kids, okay, like Little League.
Little League, yeah.
I mean, so if you're doing sports for spring sports, all the way through the end of June, what does that do for those kind of things? The opportunities of you don't have facilities, you don't have places to play because they are being used by the high schools, local schools.
I give you a perfect example. I mean, my son, was going to play on Herculaneum's baseball team. So we had talked about what he was going to do in the summer. It's like, Dad, we thought about maybe going to Legion or whatever, but he's like, if I play a Legion, I'm going to miss all your basketball stuff. I'm going to miss football practices. He goes, I don't really want to play that many baseball games.
Right.
And I said, okay, and this is before COVID. So we made the decision he wasn't going to play anything. So I didn't have him try out for any baseball teams or nothing. The plan was he was going to play Herculaneum baseball, and, that was going to be his baseball. Well, COVID strikes, so now he misses a whole year of baseball. He couldn't get on a team, and it wasn't like we could just hop on a team. Those tryouts were done months ago.
Last July.
Months ago. So he was stuck, and he lost a whole year. And now what are you going to do? You're going to come, and then he's going to have a few months of baseball? And this next coming year? And baseball's going to get screwed over again. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of things for these for Misha, and some of that's why they need to. I can't believe we waited this long for a decision.
Yeah, that's the one thing I think that's really going to be difficult if they do make a decision to move sports back, or whatever the case may be, because you've been thinking about football has been practicing 4 weeks now.
Yeah, we've been practicing since July 1st.
And then all of a sudden, let's say that they say we're going to stop it and we're going to push everything back to October 1st, and you're going to take a hiatus till October 1st. I mean, you think about that. If that happens, what does that do to that athlete? I mean, that's been working towards that, and now they're going to have to take off. So are they going to say you can't do anything from now till October 1st with any of those athletes? I mean, what's the stipulation with that if they push everything back like that? I mean, that puts a lot of strain on some kids. You know what I mean?
What do you as the basketball coach? Are you going to be able to have open gyms or anything with those kids?
No.
Or?
That's what I'm saying. I think they're going to say no activities whatsoever from effective, whatever date till the first day of October 10th. And then can we do anything from October to, can we have an open gym, an opportunity to open the gym up for athletes in October, November, and December before season starts in December.
Now you get in the flu season, and now it's just
the flu.
Yeah,
what is that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's not a smart virus.
No,
We've already established which the smartest virus. That
I've never heard of the flu before.
Yeah. What is this thing you talk about?
Man,
it's a no-win situation, no matter what's decided.
For somebody.
We just need to get it decided.
Yeah,
I agree.
I've got a good post here from Christopher Taylor, and part of this is going to get cut off. I can't imagine what you all as coaches would have to defend, uphold, and present to many others what's best for your kiddos. This is a sad time in our history, unpredictable at best.
Agreed.
So very good post.
I think that's spot on.
I mean, because no matter what we say, and no matter what we try to, because we all want the kids to play.
Yes.
And we all want them to play as many games as possible. And to go to every single practice as possible, obviously. But at the end of the day, we might not get that.
Yeah.
We might not get what we want. We might not get our kids all the time to have open gyms, to have practices 2 and 3 times a week. We might have to condense a bunch of games into a short amount of time.
Correct.
The only thing that matters at this point And I've said it to the kids, I've said it to anybody who wants to discuss it, our kids need sports in some capacity. We have to get them back. If spring didn't teach us anything, when kids don't get to play, they need something.
Well, just the activities too, the fine arts. I mean, all of the different activities. They need to be a part of something.
Yeah.
I mean that's going to help them as individuals and as educators. That's what we're here for. And they lose that.
You take that relationship, the opportunity to build relationships and to learn from everyday life and everyday mistakes and positive things that happen. You take all that away from a kid that's 15 years old as a freshman in high school or 14 at some point. You take all that away from a kid. I mean, that's a lot of opportunities lost that they will never get back. And that's a huge momentum in your life when you move into that high school range and you have to build those relationships with kids that are 4 or 5 years older than you are and trying to, kind of understand what your teammates want and their strengths and weaknesses and learning from each other. I think that does a crazy amount of disjustice to students and athletes as a whole. And then, you take into consideration that some of these kids just need structure, just need someone to tell them this is how you do it, and let's follow through with that. That's the most important part. Taking kids out of the classroom is even more important when you take them out of that structure lineup. That say you got to be here at 3:00, and you got to be dressed and ready to go for practice at 3:00.
And your grades,
and then you got to take care of your grades in the classroom every day. And so, but if they're at home doing online, they don't have nobody telling them that. There's nobody sitting there across.
There's no accountability. There's no accountability.
There's no face-to-face.
And here's the question, and I'm gonna preface this, and I'm not picking on you because Jason, you've said sports kept you in school. How do you think you, as a younger person, would have done with a virtual-only classroom?
I would have failed.
Yeah, see, that's.
And I'm not doing it failed, but I would have struggled because, I was a kid that needed to be doing stuff.
And then the other part of that is if you're virtual and you don't have sports. Yeah.
Enough said, right?
I lived out in the country. My dad worked swing shift. So what am I going to do when he was on midnights? And then here I'm supposed to be learning and doing this or that. Or heck, I'd been working probably. I'd have probably been outside cutting grass, doing farm work, doing that.
And I also say you wouldn't be
with my cutoff on.
You wouldn't be in the position you are today if it wasn't for that. You probably wouldn't have ever went to college.
Well, maybe. You got
to think about it. Sports is one of the reasons why you wanted to go to college and play for.
Well, I went away. I would have went to college. It would have probably been like Jeff.
But I'm saying is if you don't have that, if you have online and you don't have that structure, like you said, your dad's working overnights and you're deciding, well, heck, I'm just going to go to work.
But when you start taking the what ifs and putting it into, and I'm not saying you were an at-risk kid, but you start putting those into at-risk kids or kids on the fringe.
Why am I here? Why am I here? There's no point. There's no reason for me to be here. So I might as well drop out. I might as well get a job. We hear enough of that already
to be productive.
Right? And so that just reiterates in their mind. It just, okay, I don't need to be here.
I think we're all in agreement. Hopefully they get something figured out. Hopefully we get a chance to have sports. Hopefully we get a chance to at least let these kids have that structure, get the coaching that they need, and have the opportunity to compete. And they don't have, those things happen to. Good God, we're going on break already? We had a 30-minute break.
I know.
Well, he get his commercials in.
I got to pay the bills. You got to leave it with one thing, Chris. I think the most important thing, if anybody out there is listening from Misha, make it right for the kids. Regardless of the situation.
Do it for the kids.
Do it. Give it an opportunity for the kids to have success.
You think Misha's watching right now?
Hey,
they're watching the coach's box.
Somebody is.
Dr. Erhan is a Facebook friend.
And I can tell you this. Whoever is watching, if you can know anybody from Misha, share this thing. Let them know what's going on out there.
Let them know what's going on in Jeff County.
That's right. We have a say in what's going on out here, I think. So.
Well, kind of.
Hey, we're just the county and the
Pay your mission dues. I think you should get this.
You got it. You got it.
There you have it.
Chris Taylor's right. He says, "Sorry guys, didn't mean to open a can
No,
of worms."
that's.
But it is socially bad not to have sports. I don't care what anyone says.
100% agree with it.
Yep.
Let's look at the world today.
Yep.
Without sports, how much bad was happening.
And Jeff Weiner just posted too. Inner city and rural kids will suffer the most without classroom learning
Listen,
activities.
Jeff isn't allowed to post unless he's wearing his hat backwards. New rule. Bill Maher style. New rule. New rule.
I like it.
I think so too.
That's great.
I can't wait till
Professionally, hey, the Main Street Sports.
Main Street Sports, right? Friday.
I put
Main
a
Street
challenge.
Sports
Hey,
Friday.
put the camera on me
Okay,
real
hold
quick.
on,
before
There you go.
Come on.
Go ahead.
All right, Jeff. The hat's backwards on Main Street Sports. I'm calling you out.
Oh, there
if it's
it is.
not, I'm not ever going to listen to anything. We're not going to read your comments.
There it is.
No.
Hey,
No.
no. They don't read our
Hat
comments
backwards.
anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, he doesn't read our comments anyway.
You disrespect my boys here. Hat's got to be backwards.
Right. There you
Calling
go.
you out.
Jim Powers is going to be here next week. He said he's coming.
Awesome.
Jim Powers, there it is.
Coming.
Can't wait till next week now. So there you go.
That's right.
All right. Are we ready to go to break now?
Yeah,
Ready to
let's-
go break.
let's
Go
go.
break.
We're going to break. We'll be right back. You're watching the Coach's Box.
I wonder what Coach Jarvis is up to.
Jason! What's up? What's up? Man!
Oh, hang on a minute. I got a call from Blair.
What's
What am I doing? I'm sitting here watching the Coach's Box.
This must be a wrong number. A former player and coach of Festus 253 Baseball, and now specializing in criminal defense, family law, wills, estates, and trusts, the law offices of Matthew Brown is here for you, representing you the right way, not the easy way. In Festus at 101 East Main Street or on Facebook and the web, call 314-628-0033.
For fine Mexican cuisine,
A family atmosphere.
any place to watch your local sport teams. Come out to La Pachangas. Check out our 4 locations: Arnold, Herculaneum, Crystal City, and Bonter. Come out to La Pachanga.
Since their inception in 1980, SMCI has always been about high integrity and treating people the way you would want to be treated, just like family. Mostly known as a commercial contractor, SMCI has now decided to give the family treatment to everyone. They are now opening their residential department to the public as Home by SMCI so everyone can experience the home treatment. Everyone deserves maximum comfort in their very own home. Isn't it time you come home? Contact SMCI at 636-337-4444 or on the web at homebysmci.com.
USA Mortgage, the home of possibility. Offices located in Festus, servicing homeowners from St. Louis to Cape Girardeau. Contact Justin Neal at 636-385-5232 or check him out on the web at festus.usa-mortgage.com. And we are back for our final segment here as the delayed by power, no relation to Schutte.
We were delayed by Schutte.
Delayed by Schutte, part of our
Thanks,
coach's
McVey. That
box.
was a good one.
Yeah, you like that one? You like that?
That was
Yeah.
good, Coach McVey.
The guy who replaced Schutte while he was on assignment.
But next week we'll have no issues because we will have Mr. Powers in the building.
We'll have the power.
No
We'll
power
have Powers
outage
in the building.
All puns. It's good. It's real good. Lowest form of entertainment.
Low-hanging fruit, right?
All right, so because we had this outage of power, we're going to kick our top 5 to next week.
Awesome.
I think we made that decision. Ray's the only guy here who
I made
voted.
it up. That's
I
why.
voted for the 5 today.
I did too.
Did you vote for it?
Yeah.
Hey, in a democracy, though, 3/2 still means you lose.
Well,
Keep that in mind in November. Okay?
you lose.
So,
I will keep that in mind in November. Hopefully those mail-in ballots and all that stuff. Oh, well, never mind.
did you send your mail-in for this election, primary?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, what do we say about politics? Stop
Political
talking about
puns all over the
I
place.
know, right? Okay,
So, do we want to go to
we're going right to trivia.
Trivia?
Let's
All
make
right.
it. Let's make it rain.
Here it goes.
Oh,
No, wait. I take it back.
Well, then we were doing
Yeah,
tirades.
let's go trivia.
Oh, okay.
Trivia.
Trivia first before the
Yeah,
time? Okay,
yes.
I'm
Hey,
good with that.
we're just playing this by ear.
All
Well,
right.
heck, my tirade may change after trivia.
I'm tired of losing.
My trivia.
The questions are rigged.
Hey, do you know that inside that trophy, if you win, there's a bunch of pious golf balls?
I'll
He didn't tell you
suck
that.
them out.
All right.
And an application.
Here it is.
If
Do
you
you
value
value
education.
your education?
Here it is. All right. Question number 1. Who was the first Major League player to have his number retired? Major League Baseball.
Okay.
Major League Baseball. Who's the first Major League player to have his number retired? Answers. George Kelly.
Joe Kelly.
Free Joe Kelly.
Free Joe Kelly.
I'd retire his number.
George Kelly. Charlie Robertson. Lou Gehrig. Or Babe Ruth. Who was the first Major League player to have his number retired? George Kelly. Charlie Robertson. Lou Gehrig. Or Babe Ruth.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with it.
Answers. We're waiting for Flippy here.
One
Okay.
up.
Charlie Robinson, Lou Gehrig,
Kelly.
Charlie Kelly, or George Kelly, and
Lou
Lou
Gehrig.
Gehrig. Lou Gehrig is the answer.
Oh, yeah.
So there it is.
Well,
I had no idea.
There it is.
today I consider myself the luckiest
Man on the planet.
Probably The Yankees was a good movie, too, by the way.
Yes.
For you guys who, it's a black and white movie.
Yes.
Question number 2, NHL question. Who was the first NHL player to score 50 goals in a season? Answers. Gordie Howe, Eddie Shore, Maurice Richard, or Wayne Gretzky?
I think it's this one.
Who was the first NHL player to score 50 goals in a season?
Speak those names one more time.
Gordie Howe, Eddie Shore, Maurice Richard, and Wayne Gretzky. All right.
I would guess.
Got Richard, I got Gordie Howe, I got D, which would be Wayne Gretzky, and I have
How?
H-O-W-E.
Okay.
Okay. And your spelling is incorrect, and you are incorrect.
Oh, darn.
The answer is Maurice Richard, Rocket Richard. There it is. He's
Oh,
up 2-1
my
now.
God. Yeah. There we go.
There could be.
Coming for you, Balboa.
Back to Miller.
All right. This one's going to be a good one. NFL. What team drafted Brett Favre? What team drafted Brett Favre? The answers.
Speed round.
Packers, the Raiders, the Falcons, or the Vikings? And
See, we are
without
round.
even hesitating, I didn't even put out the answers. All right. Come on.
Hey, I finally got one right today.
All four of you, the Atlanta Falcons. That's correct.
Yeah. And then
1991.
They did a good job with that.
Yeah, it says here, Favre was drafted.
Favre. Brett Favre.
By the Atlanta Falcons in the second round of the 91 draft, but Jerry Glanville, head coach, did not approve and said it would take a plane crash for him to get into the game. He got into the game and threw 4 picks.
What did Jerry Glanville ever do? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, good job.
Okay.
See if I missed the basketball one.
Final question.
It probably will be basketball.
NASCAR.
Might tie you.
Jimmy Johnson.
Wait, hey, you're from Kentucky, so they NASCAR Kentucky.
The answer is Jimmy Johnson.
Let's just say Jimmy Johnson. I don't know. Tony Stewart.
Jeff Gordon.
NASCAR. What state has earned the nickname NASCAR Valley? What state has earned the name NASCAR Valley? The answers are South Dakota, North Carolina, Tennessee, or Oklahoma. What state has earned the nickname NASCAR Valley?
Give me that one more.
South Dakota, North Carolina, Tennessee, or Oklahoma. All right. All right. Here's our answers. The answer is North Carolina.
Darn it. Hey, I got one question right today. All right.
I got 3 of 4.
3 of 4. But somebody just went 5 times.
Not in a row.
Just going 5
Not
times.
in a row.
Yeah, but
Well,
somebody's
you know,
going 5
hey.
times.
There you go. There you go. I'll pass that down.
You know, the St. Louis
It's
Hawks
rigged.
beat the Celtics
I ain't
once.
touching it.
It's rigged.
Oh,
There it
welcome
is.
home, baby.
Terrible.
There it
I think
is.
it's
Man,
I told you I'd never win one, so
Hey,
I'm all right.
I've got breaking news right here. The Cardinals have been cleared to come home.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
the Cardinals are cleared
Put
to
a
come
little
home.
asterisk
That's
right
nice.
next to that.
why? Because of the shortened show.
Asterisk. Blame it on Schutte, right?
Yep.
It's all Schute's fault.
There you go.
Sorry, Schutte.
There you
You're getting
go.
blamed for it. That's okay.
All right. Did we jump the tirade right now?
Yeah, we're going to go to our
But
tirades.
before we go to the tirades, I got to give a shout out to my son's baseball team, the DeSoto SMCI 11U team. They've played some great baseball here on the last 3 to 4 weeks. Out of their last 7 games, they're 4-1 with 1 tie. So, and then they had a split on the other one that they didn't get to finish the game. So
There's a tie in baseball?
yes.
Yes, there is a
You
tie. in
know, I
baseball.
watched
I was doing the
watched
math.
this movie one time where the coach said tie was
There's
like kissing your sister.
Yeah.
So I want to give a big shout out to those guys.
Nice.
I mean,
There
they
you go.
started out
Good.
the year
Congrats.
with losing their first 5 games, and then have come on at the end of the year with a lot of hard work. So I want to give a big
Good.
shout out to my boy and his team.
Awesome.
There you go.
Awesome. Good stuff.
We're giving shout-outs
Hey, go
this
ahead.
week? I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was a
I guess
shout-out segment.
I should give Jillian Jarvis and her
Absolutely.
her Lightning team that won a championship this week at their tournament in Cape, where they're allowing sports to be played and basketball to be played, and
Unless a member of the staff 10 days
days
ago
well,
might or might not have
Yes,
had
true.
COVID.
Yeah.
Speaking of
this weekend it worked out, and they won a championship. So, and still selling Black Cat cards. Shoot, $20.
You can get your son over here, and he should sell them on here.
I don't know.
Speaking of false positive, Detroit Lions QB.
Oh, yeah?
That came out.
It was a
How about
false
that?
positive,
False positive.
It's not, that doesn't
about that?
happen.
but it still counts as a positive.
Oh yeah.
still counts as a positive. So there's
I've
he's
got
one of
a-
17,000 people in the last
I've
couple
got a
days.
shout out here from Matt Schutte. It says here, I'm making up some sleeveless T-shirts that says Jason Jarvis is my homeboy.
He's got a weird obsession. I get it. Show the guns 1 week, and now you got all these fans.
I'm telling you. It's like your thing, man.
There it
I'll
is.
go
stuff.
sleeveless next commercial now.
You should just do sleeveless the whole time.
We should
Yeah, wait, we
you
can't
should
have
do
that
a
kind of
Hans-
viewership.
Hey, we should do a
People
Hans
get
and
it.
Franz.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, little Hans and Franz.
We hate to pump you up.
Oh,
I'll
jeez.
just
pump
be
you up.
Hey, Shooty, shut up. There is no wife show. All right, so moving on. Let's get to our tirades.
When is the wife show next year? You want to
Moving on. We don't need to start that
Hey,
one right now.
aren't you back on assignment?
Yeah.
Get it.
Dude, they have internet out in Africa where you were out there looking for the cure. Okay, so we're going to do our timeout tirades.
Give me just 1 second to upload my phone from
All
my
right,
clock.
so this time, Ray.
Can we start with Jarvis first?
But we're gonna throw 5 minutes out.
No, we're not starting with me.
But we're not. We don't have to go the whole 5. That's like your limit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that way we want to make sure that we have enough time for anybody to say it, and then we can comment on it and then move on.
There it is.
All right, I'll go first because mine's easy.
All right, starting now.
All right, starting now.
There we go.
Everyone that knows me knows I like to drive fast. And one thing that really annoys the crap out of me is when this person gets in the fast lane and they're not going fast. And so you're trying to pass the slow people in the right lane, but you got this guy, and they usually have a, sticker in their window or something that says 99.1. But then you're trying.
Oh my God!
You're trying.
98.1.
You're trying to get through, and you can't get through. And
Let's go there. Oh my.
so, anyway, that is my tirade. Is
The
that
power's going to go out again, and it's not going to be from an accident. It's going to be from a lightning strike. So I'm going to slide over.
I'm just stating the facts, man. It almost always has that sticker in the window. Well, unless it's and you know why I said that? Because my wife listens to 99.1, and she'll ride in the left lane. I'm like, you're not passing anyone. Will you please move over to the right lane? Get out of the left
Have
lane.
a walk with Jesus for a
So
second. Come on.
so that is my tirade: is the people that sit in the left lane.
My goodness.
You should testify
It took
in
a left
church doing
turn.
that.
It took a left turn, not a left lane.
Are you going to bring that up as a sermon on Sunday? Go to church on Sunday?
Anybody got any testimonies? James like, I got one back here.
Wait, hey, I am.
You're the one of
I
the
am a
deacons, right?
deacon at my church,
Yeah.
but I just it's the 99.1 window sticker, man.
I need to talk to your preacher this
That's
week.
like
I need to give him a phone call.
sacrilegious, isn't it? A little bit.
I love it.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Is that
man.
5 minutes up?
I have nothing.
Hey,
I don't want to even say
you know what we need to do? We need to
top
get
that
a
tirade.
99.1 sticker and put it in his window.
Forget Pius sticker. You're getting one of those. No. That's going to happen.
Now, see, that would have been even funnier if you'd have said, and I see this car with this St. Pius sticker.
St. Pius, 99.1. Must care about your education. Get out of the left-hand lane. That's funny.
Hey, now top that, boys.
I'm not
not
following
even
that.
messing
I am
with
not following that.
One of you two have to go.
You
I go last.
No.
I go last.
No.
You guys
I'll
all
go. I'll
you
go.
all said
Blair
all
wants to go.
I'll go.
Man, you all said I didn't put any thought into it.
No, you put some thought into it. I just don't want to be around you at church.
All right, so let me cancel this out. Start. Go ahead.
All right, so one of my tirades here is talks about sports. Yeah, I got plenty of them we could talk about.
One.
But I'm going to talk about one. And literally one. Okay?
Still not wearing a hat.
Single sport athletes. I think that
Specialization?
Yes. It's a big pet peeve of mine that student athletes do not participate in more than one sport. And I think that it's becoming more of a trend now than it ever has been. And I think that is because you have so many select teams that allow you to play year-round, that these kids think that if I'm playing year-round one sport, that's all I need to do because I'm playing year-round.
Yeah, I'm going to
That's
get
how I'm
college
going to go
looks.
D1, right?
Yeah, Coach,
So-
I'm going to get some D1 looks.
To me, it bothers me and when I ever hear a student say, well, I really want to focus on football, or I really want to
that's the
focus on
worst.
basketball or baseball. You know, it's not about focusing on basketball or baseball. It's about focusing on being a student athlete. And to me, as a coach, that's one of the worst things I could ever hear for kids say is, hey, I want to focus on basketball. No, you don't want to focus on basketball because that is not helping you in any shape or form. And it just burns me when you participate in that one sport and then you want to go and do another sport, but I can't be there this day and this day because I got my, select other sport that I got to be there first because that's my number one sport.
This is spoken like a true girls basketball coach.
Well, it is.
What sport are you speaking
because
of?
I used to be a girls basketball coach, and that V word, volleyball.
I'll let you say that, my friend.
Is year round, and I don't have that problem anymore. But
I didn't speak of any sport. I just specifying.
Well, you are a girls basketball coach, so I
read between the lines. I get it. But that's to me is one of the biggest pet peeves of mine is when a kid says that and they talk about, well, I can't be at practice tomorrow because I got to go to my select tournament that I have, or I have a practice that. It starts at 7, and I need to leave practice at 6:30 before 7 o'clock gets out because I got to get there. It's a 35-minute drive.
Now you're talking in the season.
Yeah, I'm talking in general.
Yeah, you're coaching basketball. Now you have select whatever. Mm-hmm. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, so
and they're going to go do
that.
Or
when you show up and the next day you're like, why are you in a boot? Why are you on crutches?
Yeah,
we didn't have practice yesterday.
Yeah.
Or
did you trip?
Yeah, did you fall down some stairs?
Yep. That's. Me, it's just the one sport or focusing on one sport is causing a big time problem with athletes today. I think that they're so much focused on that they don't become a better athlete. They may become a better volleyball player, basketball player, baseball player, football player, whatever it is, the sport they're specializing in.
I'm going to be devil's advocate here. So I should have told Jordan Duncan, hey, he didn't always there for basketball because he's a baseball guy, but he's a pretty darn good basketball player.
I didn't want you to go
there.
But
he played both.
But
what he's saying is that I'm not going to play basketball so I can focus on baseball.
Yes.
That's what he's saying.
My favorite thing was when I got to Grandview, I never coached at a school that had football before.
Mm-hmm.
And I get there, and
now we know why, but go ahead.
Yeah, because you're terrible like me. Anyway, so I'm like, well, why didn't you go play basketball? Well, I'm going to focus on football. Well, they don't play football during the wintertime. Well, I'm going to lift. You can lift and still do it.
Class.
You have weightlifting. You're not going to go any extra time.
Still play basketball.
Yeah, you can still do that, and it helps you.
Right.
Are you going to do anything in spring? Yeah, I'm going to run track. Then do something else.
We need to get a college coach on here to explain that to our listeners says they recruit multiple sports.
I can name the athletes. Name the athletes. You could go through all kinds of them. Vic, Moss, Iverson, LeBron. Well, LeBron quit after sophomore year, but I mean,
still plays all-state tight end.
Mm-hmm. And then you have, you have all
Danny Ainge. He was good.
I know.
Well, we have our outfielder,
there.
Matt. Cardinals stuff.
Holiday.
Yeah. He was a stud quarterback. I mean, you got all kinds of guys that played. The guys that are playing the professional sports played multiple sports.
We'll go back to the 30 for 30 with the Miami Hurricanes. The football players ran track, and then that's how they split their scholarship money. And then that's how they started winning everything in the ACC.
Yeah, but Bo Jackson, he was okay.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders, Brian Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, they play multiple sports.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all right.
3, 2, and 1, and Mr. McVey, you're next.
Okay.
Wow, there we go.
This might be a hot take here. I don't know.
Oh.
What's the E stand for in ESPN? Entertainment, right?
Entertainment.
Okay. I don't care because it's professional sports. I want to see 500-foot home runs. I want to see 102-mile-an-hour fastball. Give me steroids in pro sports.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
don't care. I don't
You've heard it here first.
It doesn't bother me.
Watch out.
It's entertainment. They're not curing cancer. They're not teaching.
Well, I mean,
give me I want to be entertained.
Platforms.
I agree.
I want to be entertained, and I don't care. You don't think NFL? Go ahead and do the steroids.
Are you
UFC? They do it already.
I have this gladiator moment where I'm going. Are you not entertained?
No, I'm not. I am not when I watch the Cardinals and they can't hit the ball in the outfield. Well. Exactly.
My dad.
So you want all Tyler O'Neills out there?
No. Give me some Mark McGuire's.
Hey, my dad calls baseball players nowadays guess hitters. Yes. He said all they do is just guess.
You're exactly
They're the
right.
worst.
We grew up. Hey, Mark McGuire, 98.
Yeah,
that formative years, right? Hey,
Yeah.
I could care less if he was on steroids. But you know what? It was fun watching.
Chicks dig the long ball.
Exactly. It was
That's
fun
right.
going to a ball game
Yes.
and getting that free Big Mac because he hit it 600 foot.
You got it.
You're
Putting
dang
the Band-Aid, putting the Band-Aid on the St. Louis Post-Dispatch
man.
sign. Thank you, steroids.
But as an educator and as a
Hey,
They can do it the
they
right way.
can make their
They
choice.
can do it the right way.
Be a
I'm
guess
saying
hitter.
professional.
Be a guess hitter. Or when you guess hit, you're not hitting a little Texas League can of corn to the second baseman.
Think about it.
You're
Think
killing
about this.
that
Hold
sucker.
on. I still got my time. Think about this. Pitchers are getting Tommy John surgery in high school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did we hear about all this Tommy John stuff back in the 90s and the 80s when you had Clemens and you had those and
Nope.
Pettit and all that? No. You know why? Because they were on steroids. Because steroids helps your body. They did it the right
Not
way.
everybody was.
Ask Jose. That's all I'm saying. Hey,
Wait, if you're going to
Out of
quote
all
from the book
three-
of Jose,
out of all four of us, I would have never expected that out of him.
I have. I've been around him enough to know.
I want to be entertained.
Yeah.
And it's entertainment.
Agreed.
This is
It's
true.
pure entertainment. If we go to a football game, go to a baseball game, go to a basketball, it doesn't matter because they're adults.
Yeah.
And it's professional. I'm not saying college. I'm not saying high school.
Well,
And
I
you-
know,
hey,
but what influence is that going to have on
it's
on
not.
college?
It's
Yes,
not if they know
come
it's
on.
not. Because here's what you say.
Don't
as
tell 'em.
as an owner, as a GM,
I grew
or
up
whatever,
in that 90s, and I
Right.
and I played college football in that 90s.
Okay.
You don't think people weren't?
Of course
well,
they
hell,
were.
Heck, all those guys are doing it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Wait,
gosh.
wait.
Come on.
You
the
do
influence that would have on kids.
do-
Come
You
on.
don't think? Hey, do we not see the Misha commercials at every basketball Final Four
The
where they're still
sportsmanship.
talking about steroids and don't
Yeah.
do it? It's going to
I
happen
still
anyway.
have to play him. I still have to
So,
play
so,
him.
so here's the thing. You, if you think about this, it's kind of like, let's go back to the whole in the 90s. You just don't talk about it. That's what baseball did. They used them
Right.
like rented goalies.
Right.
Hey, thanks for bringing us
Hey,
back.
70s was the greenies, 80s
Yeah.
was the amphetamines, all that stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, come on now.
Just use them and send them on their way. Yeah, it's good. And we just don't talk about it. You do steroids? Hey, let's not talk about it. It's
I'm
okay.
not here to talk about the past,
Not here to
but
talk about
I
the
want to
past.
see 500-foot home runs.
Although Rafael Palmeiro shaking that finger
Yeah.
is still quality. Still quality.
and then,
How's that Hall
and then
of
he's
Fame?
got the earplugs in. Yeah, that's my. Hey, I'm just saying. I don't mind professional. Professional.
You know what? I think I can go with that.
Entertainment.
I can go with that too. Because when I watch a baseball game, and guys are hitting like Joey Gallo hit like what 220, and he had 40 home runs. He had more home runs than he did singles.
Yeah.
That's insane. How do you do that?
Hey, I'm not going to pay $200 to go watch the Cardinals and then not score any runs.
It's a
But
pitcher's
I will
duel.
go. Yeah, a pitcher's duel. But I'll go spend $200.
Scherzer won.
And that's another tirade we can talk about. Pujols, and we'll get into that next week.
Here we go.
But anyway, no, I want to be entertained.
Foreshadow.
Are you not entertained?
No,
I love
Wow.
give me entertainment.
I like that one.
I don't like it.
I can't follow this. Wow, I really can't.
And we end with 5-time.
Yeah,
5 times.
5-time.
He's
Oh.
been taking steroids.
Not
in the
in-
dictionary.
Your time starts now.
All right.
Not in a row, Ray.
Yeah,
not
that's okay.
in a
Yeah, that's
row.
okay.
He still won
Can't
5
win 'em all.
times. He still won 5 times.
Scoreboard. All right, so
Scoreboard.
on a more serious thing. So whenever I'm thinking about all these schools going virtual, and you want to virtually educate the kids because you want to keep them safe, that's fine. I understand. You want to. It's a CYA. We've talked about it. You have a kid get it, and then everybody gets it, and then what if a family wants to sue the school? And that I get it. The kids who are missing out are our special needs kids.
100%.
They are the ones. When you want to go fully virtual and you want to virtually educate kids because you want to be safe, what are we saying about our special needs kids? The kids who have special needs, IEPs, they have mental disorders, they have behavioral disorders. They are not getting
disabilities.
learning
Right.
disabilities. They're not getting the services they need.
Correct.
So when you got a big school district like Kirkwood who comes out and says they're all virtual. What are you doing to those kids? How do you virtually educate someone who already struggles because of what they can't control?
Right.
Those kids are the ones who miss out. They're the ones who aren't getting what they need. And instead, no, I don't worry about that. It's, COVID. Okay, that's great. Why can't you socially distance those kids? Why can't you bring those kids in? You want to talk about how that affects sports? If you bring your special needs kids in, then you would still have class in school. You could still compete in sports.
Yes.
That's how crazy this whole thing is. You're not even looking at the whole picture, but more importantly in sports, the kids who are special needs aren't getting what they're going to need. The kids who had the one-on-one paraprofessionals all year, they're there with them. They're helping them because they have those disorders. What happens to them? Well, okay, well, see you guys. It's been nice to know you.
Yeah.
Nothing? Are you kidding me?
Those are the kids that are going to be affected.
Those
more
are the
than-
ones.
Yeah.
So forget about sports. Forget about all that crap. That's the kids who miss out.
Yes, I agree. 100%.
Those kids. And we're not even thinking about them. The Post-Dispatch didn't put no crap about them on there. Mission's not thinking about it. Nobody. Desi's not thinking about them. Kirkwood or whoever these school districts are, they're going full virtual. They're not thinking about them.
No.
They're thinking about covering their own butts. That's what they're thinking about.
You got it.
They're not thinking about these kids. And you know what? That just pisses me off. Okay?
I agree with you 100%.
I'll take a technical any day. I'll tell whoever. I'll tell anybody.
You know, you were voted the.
I'll probably get a technical. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you will.
I ain't got enough Vaseline for this crap either. Okay.
Hey, you are teed up, my friend.
Oh man,
Where's the stop sign?
Here's the stop sign.
That is the tirade timeout.
Right?
I still got some time. I think. I don't know.
207.
I don't think you need any more time, my friend.
I mean,
you spoke it right there.
I'm just saying. To
Well,
me,
it's not
home.
even just the ones that are on IEPs and all that, but just the kid that needs that individual time with that teacher.
Yeah.
That individual time with getting a little extra bump and learning something or explaining it to them. And you're not going to get that at home. No offense to parents, but I mean, you're not going to get what you're going to get from someone at school.
You're not educated to teach a math lesson.
No.
I mean, honestly. So
me.
what
My
are
kids
what
show
are you,
me math. I'm like,
So what are you going? You go home and you try to teach. You try to teach that math, and you teach it completely wrong. I mean, what are you telling that kid? What are you doing to
The
that
Common
kid?
Core is of the devil. That's what I would tell them.
But it's very difficult for me as a parent to sit back and allow that to continue to happen, because all we're doing is 15, 20 years from now setting our kids up to fail as they get older.
Sure.
I mean, honestly, and they're going to be the ones that are going to be running our country in 20 years. Think about that.
hey, think about they're the ones when you wake up at the nursing home and look up. Oh,
Yeah.
You're making it. Yeah, pull the plug.
Yeah.
What?
That takes number 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay.
Yeah.
You got that? Oh,
So
yeah.
I mean, it hits near and dear to me because I mean, when you work in the alternative school and you see these kids, either the ones who have the needs or the ones like you said are just they're at risk. They don't have the home lives. They don't have the stability to have an education at home. I mean, when a kid tells you that they're getting in trouble for not selling drugs to kids, you're like, what?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's let that kid learn at home virtually because that's going to work
Right.
out. That's not even ascertainable.
Yep. You need to stay home and you need to cook for your brother and sister
5,
so we can
4,
go out.
Cook
3,
what?
2,
Yeah.
1.
Bingo.
What are we cooking?
If you smell,
There's the timer.
We didn't get to
Time
smell
is
the
up.
rock is cooking.
Oh, hey, real quick, and we didn't get to this. Yeah, you're right. The Rock just bought the XFL.
Yes.
Okay.
He is smelling the cacao.
I mean, I'm excited because I kind of like the XFL. I mean, because first off,
I love the sideline interview stuff.
it is awesome.
Like right after they mess up and they I'm like, oh.
How do you feel about
What were
that?
you thinking? Yeah, what were you
well,
thinking,
I thought he was open.
He evidently was not open.
Yeah, why'd you call that play? I don't know. Boy, I tell you what, if that happened, I'd probably punch somebody. Like Craig Sager, bam, right in the face. Popovich style. No, I mean, it's for a St. Louis fan, St. Louis in football, there's a chance. I mean, we
So
have
you're
this
saying
all,
there's a chance?
yes. Where's that 1 in a
Well,
million
you
talk?
saw all the people.
It was
St. Louis was
insane.
crazy about the Battlehawks.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they were going to open the whole top side of the dome up, the upper section. That thing was going to sell out, and then we had the shutdown.
Yep.
The fact that, I hate saying Kroenke. I think he's a terrible human being. I don't want to speak too ill about people, but if he got hit by a car or he's on fire, I wouldn't pee on him.
Does he have a 99.1 sticker in his car?
He probably does. I mean, he's an awful human being.
He's got a lot.
I got nowhere to go.
He's got nowhere to go. He's got a lot of sins to repent, so he probably does have that sticker in his car.
I mean, but St. Louis.
I don't have music because it's already Brennan.
St. Louis has football, and he just takes it right out from underneath him. And we have this, and then boom, it's done. So the fact that The Rock, who I think is awesome, has we have a chance to maybe have the XFL back. I think there's a little glimmer of hope on that level.
It was fun. It was fun watching them. And some of the different rule changes was.
And it was entertaining.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, the quarterback that played for the
They were
Battle
entertained.
Well,
Tiamu.
who do you get signed with? I mean,
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
He's back up
he's
to
back
Mahomes.
up for Mahomes.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I've become a Chiefs fan, sad to admit, because we don't have it here in St. Louis anymore. So I stick with Missouri teams.
Yep.
Hey, you're a good man.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, hey, what football teams have in Kentucky?
Huh? We don't have any.
No, that's
I thought
Kentucky Wildcats
SEC,
are not
SEC
good.
football.
It's only
They're
football.
not
Yeah,
good.
that's it. Jared Lorenzen was the best thing to ever come out of Kentucky football.
that's why everyone remembers.
That's
Kentucky
the only
football.
guy I remember.
The biggest quarterback ever.
Big lefty. Literally.
Are we wrapping up?
We are.
I think so.
We are.
It's been a weird show.
I'll give you my tirade real quick. It's 3 quick
He's
points.
probably like you guys. In between.
No, 3 quick points. I'll be real quick and real brief here. So Pete Rose goes in the Hall of Fame.
Not happening.
Should.
Yep.
Agreed.
Joe Kelly should be freed.
I agree with that.
100%.
Nolan Ryan, the best pitcher ever.
No.
Today
Bob
in
Gibson?
history. Today in history.
Today in history.
Big old
Robin Ventura.
He picked on the wrong guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely kicked the
Best.
crap out of him.
Yeah.
And,
Don't mess with Texas.
Don't mess.
and nobody can beat MJ.
I'm going to disagree with the first one, though. Pete Rose
Put
will
Pete
never
Rose
be in the Hall of
hospital.
Fame.
Put Pete Rose in the
Should he
If
be
you're
in?
going to put roid people in, how can you not put
You're
him?
not putting roid people in.
Yes, there will be roid people
There
in.
will be at some
Should
point.
he be put in?
Pete
Did
Rose,
he? Okay.
as a player,
Did he bet on
Yes.
baseball? Yes.
as a coach, not as a player.
How do you know he didn't fix his games to make money?
Well, we're not talking about him as a coach. We're talking about him as a
Doesn't
player.
matter. He bet on it. He's a part of it.
You don't think that happens today?
Aren't there people in 8 Men Out
It
like
didn't- it didn't prove
back
it.
then that are in the? They're
Prove
in
it.
the,
They threw the
I
game.
can't say this.
I
I'm just telling
think
you.
guys cheat all the
through
time.
the game as players.
Hey, wait. Obviously they did because there's a whole freaking team that did it, and they won a World Series and went to another one.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they should. And you know what? Joe Kelly, free Joe Kelly, got
Kelly.
more games suspended than any Astro player, all combined,
Agreed with you. 1,000%.
because they were granted immunity.
Oh, yeah.
Wah, wah, wah. Another baseball blunder. How about that one?
Yeah.
What do they say
love
Kelly got
Emil.
suspended for? Because he didn't hit anybody.
He said something.
Taunted.
Yeah, I
They
think he said
taunted him
something.
first.
He used his words incorrectly. It wasn't a safe place to play
he
the
stuck
game.
his lips out at
The
him.
chance
I mean,
that COVID could have happened because it's a smart virus from his taunting.
Did he go like this?
Can we
Yeah,
do that? Can we do that to
Douglas.
you so that you have to release your
lips?
trophy?
No,
Okay.
I didn't beat on a trash can to get the answers.
Yeah, I think that's what Ray's doing. He's sending
He's
them
over there,
signals.
it's
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
Morse code over there.
It's how many times he beats on it
Yep.
that tells you
Yeah,
A, B, or C, or
right.
D.
Bam, 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 bam.
I got
I do
it.
think, Carlos Correa? Yeah, didn't see that one coming, did you? That's so good. That's so good.
All right, let's wrap things up here. Real quick, we'll let everybody know about this coming up here. We are going to be, we've already given out our schedule for Friday Night Blitz, so check that out on our Facebook page. Also, we are going to be doing Jeffco Diamondcast softball and Jeffco Spike Time volleyball. So if you're interested in advertising with us, we are going to be doing some major push for advertising in the next 3 weeks here. Get ahead of the game here and give us a call, 314-852-4398, or live stream stl@outlook.com. Sponsor with us. We'd appreciate that. Thank you so much to Joel over here at La Pachanga. And we're going to sign out of here. Guys, this has been fun, even though the power went out. But we got Mr. Powers coming with us.
I think
next
we
week.
rallied. I think this is a good show
We did.
coming back.
I think so.
You know?
I think so. Not too bad.
Good stuff.
So we're going to say so long. Have a good evening. We'll see you next week on the Coach's Box.